Welcome back to Bet on the Bounce. My name's Dobby, and as usual, this is Dos. Dos, run us through how you feeling at the moment. Don't run us just quite through your bets.
Just down.
How you feeling? People want to know.
I feel okay, but I'm a bit down. It's one out of 18, I think. Last two rounds.
What do you say to the boys in the change rooms after a performance like that? What do you say to them?
You just got to believe in me.
But what do they? Why would they believe in you? Is there light at the end of the tunnel here?
There's light at the end of the tunnel for sure.
In what way? Did we turn this around?
Well, Bond's just come back.
And that's the heart and soul of the club?
I could be Bontempelli for this podcast.
Oh, so you've just returned from injury?
I've just returned from injury.
Oh, okay. I see this now. I see the vision.
It's been made aware. So
okay. But your return game is this week?
It's this week, yeah.
Okay.
I had a little setback last week.
Yeah, I had a little niggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. A minor setback 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, just didn't look good from pre-season.
Yeah, people are asking for like a presser.
A presser.
Like a press conference.
A press conference.
A proper presser to press you about your decision making.
Well, if they...
Mate, people are having baked beans for dinner. People are watching this having baked beans and noodles for dinner because of what the tips you're supplying them.
Seb lost his house.
Seb lost his house. Stav's got the kids eating baked beans. And we put the post up, Voss or Dos, who goes first. And, mate, I just got to say, if one of you don't turn it around...
I wasn't leading that poll either.
You were not leading that poll. You were not leading that poll. But I just want to get your thoughts on this. So, Richmond obviously beat Gold Coast on the weekend, which is a huge win for them. Gold Coast looked awful. Let me run you through Richmond's next 5 games. And just as a precursor, they're all at the MCG.
Yeah.
Every game's the MCG. So, they have Melbourne Demons. They have Hawthorn. They have the Eagles. They have North. And then they have Essendon. How many of those do you think they win? So do you think they beat Demons?
No.
It's tight one.
Yeah.
Demons aren't looking great.
They looked better against Freo last week.
Yeah. But you wouldn't think the Demons are much better, aren't better than Gold Coast or Carlton. It's a hard one.
Yeah.
It's close. Then they play the Hawks.
Hawthorn. Yeah.
Yeah, beat them. Eagles at MCG.
They probably win that.
Yep. North at the MCG.
That's another close one.
And then Essendon.
Essendon should win, but they should have beat West Coast by more than 2 points as well.
This is such a game that they could drop. I think having 5 games at the MCG in a row, you don't have to travel at all. All these teams are going to be going all over the country. I think they can genuinely win 3 of these games. I'm not saying specifically which one. I think they beat Eagles. I think they beat North. And they could beat Melbourne or Essendon. I think at minimum they win 2. And I think they could win 3. And if they won 4, that would be incredible. I don't think they'll win 4. But I think they can win 3 of the next 5 games.
I could see them winning 2. But I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't win any at all.
You think there's a chance they couldn't win any?
Yeah.
But people at the start of the season saying their line for wins was 2.5. So people thinking they're going to have 2 wins. They could get 2 or 3 of the next 5. So I think that's just something to keep an eye on. In 5 weeks, I'd be interested to come back and see how many wins they put out.
I think if they do win it will be against West Coast and North. Those will be the 2 wins out of the... It'd
be so close if they beat West Coast and then came out next week and got flogged by North and then went back and beat... So anyway, but 5 weeks of not travelling, that's pretty hectic. So that's something to keep an eye on for Tigers fans. I think it could be a good run here. I don't see them finishing bottom of the ladder anymore. I think West Coast have, I think, getting the number 1 pick. Yeah. And losing the number 1 pick at the same time. Yeah. But anyway, run us through your week last week. We gave a bit of an insight for it, but where did it go wrong?
20 plus, Bont goal, Owens goal, and Wanganeen Miller for 25. That was my only win.
Oh, and that was
Wanganeen Miller needed 10 disposals in the last quarter to get there.
And he got it.
He just got there.
Oh. Is there any of them that were close that you just...
There was a few ones that were pretty close. I'm pretty sure Butters, Rosie, they hit. Heaney had 22 instead of 25. I think Bailey Smith was 2 off and Warps was 3 off.
Yep.
So that would have been a good one.
But nothing overly too close, just
nothing overly too close.
So again, this week,
a few disposals,
this week there's no change of You know what?
We're not changing. We're not abandoning ship just yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. There's a few men overboard.
Yeah, they gave Stewie Jew a long time at Gold
He
Coast.
gave him so long. Yeah, so you're Stewie Jew.
Yeah.
I thought you were Bond.
Like Bontempelli, but I could be Stewie Jew 2008 third quarter grand final against Geelong.
Okay.
Or Stewie Jew's son's coach.
Yeah. So you're Stewie Jew. Are you Stewie Jew or Stewie not?
Stewie not Jew.
Yeah, it's Stewie not Jew. Yeah, fair enough. My week wasn't actually great either. I always seem to finish the week off really well, but it gets me real nervous. I was at the Lions Maggies game, so that was good to see Ned Long get his 20. He had 21. Neil had 25, so he wasn't close to getting overs. That was a good win out the gate. I feel like it was kind of an easy one. Tom DeConey, a bit rough. He only kicked the one goal.
Yeah.
He didn't go forward
He had
because
a
Lewis Young came
flying
in.
shot as well there.
He had so many. Where he just grabbed him out of the
Yeah.
Anyway, got rough a few times. Crows Giants, either team 1-15. That was stiff because it's such a low scoring.
Like 18
post. 18 points. Butters under by half a disposal. That's clutch. Bont 2+. The man's back in business.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, I lost probably like $20-40 there. So it is what it is. We move on to next week. We look at but we do look at the Bev Show, who was so stiff in so many multis. Had 2 refunded because they didn't play, but the rest of them lost, and a lot of them were so close. Players he needed for goals kicking 0-2 and shit like that. So anyway, we keep looking forward.
We move forward.
we keep moving forward. Do you want to get us into the first game?
Yeah, I'll get us started. So we got the Anzac Day Eve game. It's a staple fixture of the year these days. It's Melbourne Richmond. Melbourne $1.30 favourites. Richmond $3.54. The line is 23.5. I've gone Oliver 25, Taranto 25, Pickett for 20, and Track anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, this sounds... Yeah, I think I just got like...
Deja vu.
Well,
Oliver, he hasn't been playing well the last couple of weeks, but he hasn't been... Like, he just hasn't been getting 30s. And his price, I think it was $1.40 for him to get 25.
Yep.
And he's averaging 28 or something like that. And then Taranto's been in good form the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, but that's Taranto.
I don't care if he slaps it on the boot 25 times.
That's true. Smacking on the boot specialist. Pickett 20, he literally could get 10 if he finished this game with 10.
I think they've figured it out, though. Like, he played pretty good. He's been playing pretty good through the midfield the last 3 weeks.
This multi's very much on form.
Hey?
This multi's very much on form.
Yeah. And then he's pretty much doing the opposite to Pickett, or the same thing as Pickett.
Yeah.
Pickett goes forward, Petrarca goes in the midfield.
They're rotating. Yeah.
And I got $3.62 odds for that.
Yeah, I hate that.
You hate that. What do you got then?
I have kept this to one
single leg.
To a single leg.
Yeah.
This is just Jaden Short to get 25 plus. I think he'll get a lot off kick-ins. He'll get a lot of easy disposals back there. They kind of allow that first kick. They allow a lot of easy disposals in their back half. That's why when they played Essendon, there was a bunch as well. I think he's the main person who will get a lot when there's easy disposals. And for him to get 25 plus, $2.50. He was $1.90 a lot of other places. $2.50 at Tab. I just take that, keep it simple. Move to the guest. The guest this week is North Melbourne Vintage, which is an Instagram page. So you'll see a lot throughout the season. We're going to have like fan pages of AFL accounts. I hope at the end of this season we can kind of put a ladder together of the best performing fan pages. So we had Swoop Luke already, and now we've had North. So we'll get a few other ones as we go. But looking at the first game, keep it simple. Think Pickett's going to have a good one. Pickett 15 plus, and for 2 goals, it's $1.53. Just want to get a winner early in the week. I don't mind that. Get the confidence up. Let the boys in the change rooms know we've got something rolling here.
That's pretty short odds for that.
It is short odds for him to kick 2.
Yeah, and 15. He should get the 15, I think.
Well, yeah, he should. If he's playing midfield time, he should get 15 every game. It'd be a disappointment not to, but I'll move us on to the next game. It is Collingwood versus Essendon. Collingwood are heavy favourites. The classic Anzac Day game. This place will be packed, even though Essendon have been bang average. Collingwood's home game, so they'll fill it out. I'm sure there'll be heaps of Essendon as well. But 26.5 is the line. Looking at this one, I went to that Pies game, and this bloke's the GOAT. This bloke is gonna be the best player of all time. I know I'm wearing a sweater, whatever. Like, I'm as biased as it comes. I'll admit it. But this bloke is a freak. Nick Dacos, Anzac Day medalist, $3.75. Man, that is low to be the best player on field, but I think Pies win this one with ease. I think he probably kicks a goal. I think he gets 30. I don't know if they have a real great tagger besides Setterfield tags sometimes.
Setterfield tags sometimes, but
yeah, but
he might get pushed out because I think Elijah Sardis had 32 and 15 clearances on the weekend.
In the Magoos. So they'd probably just go with, you can't let him run around. I don't know what Chris Fagan's plan was for Nick Dacos on the weekend. He said they had a plan for him.
Yeah,
was the plan to let him run around and do whatever the fuck he wants? And the Dacos brothers put the debate to rest against the Ashcroft sisters. So good from them. But I'm just getting Nick Dacos Anzac Day medal. Bloke's the GOAT. So add another medal to the cabinet. What have you got?
I've gone the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it was Anzac Day. I'm like, I'll go have a look at the Anzac Day market, the medal market, and I think Zach Merritt was
second favourite
at $10.
Yeah.
So I think Nick Dacos is best on ground. Bombers, Will Sedfield can't tag Nick Dacos. He's not quick enough.
No, I hope he does tag him because it's more likely that he'd be worse off having just a great player next to him. And I think with things like this, the best same as Brownlow votes, the best players have the votes until they're taken away from them.
Yeah.
So Nick's already Nick and Merritt are already top two.
You just let Merritt and Dacos match up on each other, that'd be pretty fun.
That'd be pretty great. I think they'd both just kick 2 and have 35. But what has the guest got for us? What's North Melbourne Vintage?
North Melbourne Vintage for us has gone Dacos 25 plus and Bobby Hill 2 plus, $2.50.
Yeah. Bobby Hill also loves big stage. That's not bad.
Norm Smith medalist.
Yeah. He always shows up, but I feel like this year's been kind of doing too much, maybe getting lost in the big forward group. No one's really been a standout for Collingwood in the forward line, though. Everyone's just been good.
Yeah, they've shared the load.
Yeah, Membry, Myercheck, Hill.
Membry's out for a little bit.
Yeah. No, he was managed. He was
just
managed, so he'll be back this week, I'd assume.
Yeah, he will be.
And I'm not sure if the big defenders, I'm not sure if Mackay and Ridley... Oh, bro, that sucks.
Redmond
can keep them down. So, Pies by 100. What's the next game?
The next game, it's Anzac Day nighttime game over in Perth. Fremantle, Adelaide, Crows. Freo favourites, $1.86 in this one. Adelaide, $1.98. The line's only 1.5. It's not a big line. I've gone back to basics on this one. Rankin 20 plus.
Yeah, the basics. Yep.
Hayden Young 20 plus played a good game on the weekend. Josh Tracy and the Thrill Seeker for 2 plus each. That's $3.57.
This is just so you. This is every bet this week. Nothing has changed. He's gonna feed you lies, and the lies come in form of baked beans. So he's feeding you lies, people. There has to be. The thing is, if you keep hitting things like $3.50 marks. 1 in 4 of them should be hitting.
Yeah.
So the tide has to turn. It has to turn.
It'll turn.
The thing is, I think this week I'm going to get on all your bets because, mathematically, it has to turn. For this one, I know Freo give up, a lot of scores. I think they're, 6th most, for giving goals away, which they're a pretty good team for giving away that many goals. Adelaide kick a shitload of goals. We know that. Adelaide 25 to win by 25 plus $4.25. Again, just a single leg. That's my third one in a row. $4.25 to win by 25 plus. If they win this game, which I think they will, I'll be tipping them, whatever. I think they can put a genuine score on the board. And I don't think they travel poorly. They're already in Adelaide. I guess they're the closest team to them. I don't think they travel poorly. So, $4.25. What do you got?
I've already said mine.
Yeah. I forgot it actually reeked so bad. Short-term memory.
I don't like your bet.
You don't like it?
Nah.
You think Dockers win?
I'm not saying that.
To be fair, you said Melbourne. You said Melbourne would win.
Yeah.
You did say Melbourne, and
I didn't say Melbourne. I just said Melbourne could show up.
And they did.
Don't
take that away, mate. It's the best win you had all week. People were messaging me saying, at least he got Melbourne. Hey, don't check his bet. Don't check what his bet was.
I over in Perth, like Freo are pretty strong there.
Yeah.
And I don't see Crows winning by more than a goal or two, if they do win it all.
But they put such high scores up. They just, like...
I know, but you could argue Freo had a disappointing loss against Melbourne. They're going to want to bounce back, and they're going to get a chance to do that at home.
I think Jocelyn Longmuir is, like... Well, I nearly put him on the no-bet list this week. That was such a disappointing performance.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of I nearly put him on the no-bet list, and I think the Crows are so good. 25 plus. But looking at North Melbourne Vintage, we see Freo win is what he's got, and Bolton 2 plus, $2.90. So kept it pretty simple. Think Freo win. Fair enough. St Kilda $2.80, and the Lions $1.44. The Lions 14.5. For this game, I went to the Saints-Lions game last year at Marvel Stadium. I think the Lions won by 90, and it should have been more. It was the single worst performance I've ever seen in person in my life. The Saints have... The thing I like about the Saints this year is Ross has moved away from the just defensive structure game plan. Like, now they actually play attacking footy. They are in the bottom 6 for leaking goals. When last year they were number 1 for like lowest score against. So they've changed game plan. They've become more attacking, which I like because Ross has gone, bro, that game plan doesn't work anymore. Let's try to change it. So I like that they're changing it. I just think when Lions get the ball to the middle of the field and they're in that transition, I don't think Saints are going to be able to stop them. I still think they're going to give up a big score here. I was also looking at hitting overs, but I think Lions absolutely date them here. Lions 40 plus under the lid. That's $4.15 at Bet365. What are your thoughts on that one?
I don't know.
Saints could leak a massive score to these guys, and if you're talking about a bounce back game, I don't care if it's traveling. I saw them last year absolutely hand this team their ass. So, what have you got?
I've left the head out of it.
Okay.
I've just gone Lockie Neal and Jack McRae for 25 each, and then Will Ashcroft and Jack Steele for 20 each. $3.60. And Will Ashcroft was quiet on the weekend. Didn't really have a big impact against the Pies.
No. Did he play?
Yeah.
True.
And Jack Steele has been surprisingly quiet. I don't know if it's because Jack McRae's sort of taken over through that
and Sinclair.
midfield.
The Jacks.
But yeah, I'm expecting Neil. McRae's been off a little bit too, but I'm expecting bounce backs from both those players. So
hopefully.
Yeah, $3.60 odds for that. And then the guests here, North Melbourne Vintage, have gone Jack Higgins and Charlie Cameron for 2 plus at $3.30.
I heard a thing about Charlie Cameron during the week that he actually lost the keys to his motorbike. Unfortunately. Yeah. So he walked out after the game and went,
I couldn't get home.
Well, I can't get home.
Yeah.
I actually lost the keys to my motorbike. If Ginnivan needed to get dropped, which he did get dropped. I was thinking Ginnivan's probably due to get dropped, and he did get dropped. Charlie Cameron needs to get dropped. I haven't heard Take Me Home Country Road all year, thank God. But
I don't think they can drop him while they're still waiting for Kyle Lemon to come back.
Once Kyle Lemon gets back, Charlie Cameron spends some time in the Magoos, get some confidence back, like kick a few goals.
He's getting up there in age as well.
Yeah,
a bit of his pace.
I'd be chucking him in the Magoos and like setting the tone for the boys. Yeah. Like, I don't care how long he's been good for, whatever. Like even his season last year, even a premiership season was just okay. So I think you drop him to the Magoos, get a few games into him.
The next game we've got here, Port Adelaide, North Melbourne, absolute thriller. Port Adelaide $1.14, North $5.80, the line 37.5. I've just gone Butters, Rosie, the usual suspects, but I've added Luke Davies-Uniacke, all for 25 disposals for $4. I feel like Butters is...
I feel like it's a shit bet.
Oh, yeah, it could be, but we don't know.
We don't know until it happens.
Butters has just started the year off when he come back in strong and hasn't missed a beat, really. Rosie's been moved to halfback, and that's dangerous for the league.
I like those two. I don't know about LDU.
LDU...
When they get flogged, I feel like he disappears.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I was going to say, I hope not. He's in your bet.
I feel like if LDU plays well, North Melbourne play well.
Did you get this from Popular Multis? Are you going through Popular Multis on each game and just going, I'll just take that one?
These are actually all ChatGPT.
Yeah. ChatGPT did better than this. Yeah. We know that's not true.
But yeah. I'm hopefully North
Melbourne wins.
Like a little bit more of a fight. LDU. He's good. He's good around the ball. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
He's a $7 million man.
Yeah. Okay, well, I've gone one leg again. This is my 5 from 5, one leg in a row. Horn Francis, $2.55 for 25 disposals. That's kind of crazy that he's $2.55 just to get 25. You just had $4 for those 3 players. I'm getting 1 player against his old club. This is the first time he's played North in Adelaide.
Yeah, okay.
So this is the first time he's playing his old club at his stomping ground. His now current stomping ground. So I found a lot $1.80s a lot elsewhere. Bet365 again coming in clutch for me. $2.55 for that. So I think that's pretty tidy. And then North Vintage, you'd think would have North win. They didn't.
No.
They didn't go no North legs. No faith maybe. Maybe the fans after the weekend, I would be surprised if some of the fans are losing faith. But Horn Francis goal into Curtis 2+, that's $2.20.
That really was a bad performance.
Oh.
Against, that was just, I don't even want to think about it.
They gave up. They proper gave up. But we'll go into the next game, which is the Giants versus the Bulldogs. Giants are the favourites at $1.55. Bulldogs are $2.47. The Lions 10.5. This one,
bit of a new age rivalry here.
Yeah, this kind of is a new age rivalry. Yeah, and Bont's back, which I love. Bont's back, which is like, I don't want that to be understated how important that is.
Yeah,
he was like, I don't know what his disposal efficiency was, but it was like freakish how often he just hits long kicks over the top to wingers and shit. He gets the ball moving so well, but I've kept him out of this one because his odds were so short for both. So I just kept him out of either. Dogs plus 15.5 and Kennedy goal $4.03. That is ridiculous odds. I think Dogs genuinely win this, but I've given them 15.5 just to Giants don't allow big scores, so I could see them lose a close one, like 5 points or whatever. I genuinely think they win this game. I think Bevo's fully figured it out with the Fraser mix, with the way he has all the boys moving through there, Sanders as well. And Libba just looks so much better when Bont's back.
Yeah.
So Dogs plus 15.5. I'd be tipping him to win this game. And then Kennedy goal. He was $2.50 for a goal, which is crazy. He kicked 2 on the weekend. He's playing less mid-time now that Bont's back. He went from 86% like centre bounce attendance to 66%. So he's playing more forward. I just think $4 is just good money there.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I've stuck with the main man in the Giants, Tom Green, 30 disposals. I think he had 36.
He did. He had a great game. He'd be looking good for the Brownlow somewhat at the moment.
Yeah. Bailey Dale and Riley Sanders 20+ each. Mm-hmm. And I've gone Sanders for a goal as well.
What did you get for that?
$6.25.
Yeah, so this is your big one for the round.
Yeah, apart from the Mega Multi. But Dale, Sanders, the last 3 weeks has really shown what all the hype was about when he got drafted.
Yeah. I think when he doesn't have to spend so much time in the midfield, it actually does help him.
Yeah,
because he's such an explosive player. I think he loses it as the game.
I don't know what was happening because he didn't go to any centre bounce attendances on the weekend, but he was playing through the middle.
Yeah,
just an extra
ball ends. Yeah, ball ups. He was all around it. Yeah,
and he's getting forward, and he's kicked a goal in his last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
so he's getting forward, kicking goals. So I've gone him for 20 and a goal. I'm expecting him to just continue. I don't know about the head-to-head here. Sam Darcy out, luckily avoiding ACL.
Yeah.
I think it puts too much of a toll on Norton.
Yeah, and he was dropping sitters. He played relatively well, but he was also the only target, so it's not hard to. But maybe they just sent Bont down there a little bit longer.
Bont will probably spend more time down forward.
I don't think you put Lobb down there. He's doing way too well down back.
Yeah.
I think you put Bont down there a little longer. He's had 1 game back. He's probably cooked after that 1 game. He played so well, but he's probably cooked. Spend more time down forward, kick a few snags. He was so good down forward last year.
He'll probably have to play more forward for the next few months, that's for sure. But it'll be okay, I think, because they've got the midfield depth there.
Yeah.
They've got Sanders coming through, playing well, good footy. Matt Kennedy's playing good footy. Treloar's only a week or 2 away.
Yeah.
So
they could be proper
when
premiership threats when they're full ready to go. If they stay uninjured and Sam Darcy can get back and they have Treloar and Bont, they're proper could threat top 4.
Well, you got Treloar in there with Libba and then Sanders or Kennedy.
Yeah.
And then Bontempelli playing forward, coming through the midfield as well.
That's a proper threatening team.
Yeah.
And if Sam Darcy's in the form that he was at the start of the season and he's back, I don't know when he's going to be back.
I think he's about 3 months or something
3
like
months.
that. Yeah.
But still, you get later in the season. And you get this bloke back from injury, hopefully fresh.
And if they're in a good spot for finals, he'll build fitness for that finals charge as well.
Yeah. What's our guest got?
They've got Bont Gold 20 plus, and that's all at $2.10. Oh, Bont Gold Kennedy 20 plus.
Yeah. $2.10.
Yeah.
I like that. I think Kennedy gets around enough. It's just, again, that he's losing some of that midfield time.
Yeah.
Because, he's losing midfield time because Bont's back. So, 20 plus could maybe be unders on odds, but that's fine. Let's get into the next one. This one's interesting. This one's very interesting, actually.
Gold Coast and the Swans, $1.47 favourites for the Suns, and $2.68 for the Swans. The line is 12.5. I've picked up here. I've got Noah Anderson 25, and then Isaac Heaney and Sam Flanders a goal each for $3.
Yeah,
Heaney's been kicking goals, playing better footy. I think if anyone gets tagged from the Suns by James Jordan, it has to be Matt Rowell.
Yeah,
and so that'll leave Anderson just
I've seen that as well. But I was like, do you tag the bloke who's just a tackling machine, or do you go for the bloke who gets a shitload of the footy? So
yeah,
it's hard. But I do think the Suns midfield eats the Swans alive here. They got smashed last week in the midfield by Butters and Horn Francis, and they just got smashed in the midfield. They got absolutely flogged through the midfield. So I think without Goulden, and I think just Warner's still playing too much forward. I don't know what's going on there, but I just think it's not working.
Yeah, I don't know what
he's still playing more
Cox
forward.
is doing with
anyway,
that
they're just. It's not working. I think the Suns midfield at home could dominate here.
Yeah.
But so I've taken the Suns win.
You got Suns win?
Yeah. I took Suns win because I just think this is set up for them to win this game. I'm not saying they're going to smash them, but I think they're just set up to win this game. It's at home. They need a bit of a bounce back. So it'd be interesting to see if they can get that. If we can get them out of them, a bounce back, or they're just going to be classic Suns and just kind of go on this shit run of losses. But I think they will bounce back. I don't think the Swans will. I think the Swans are fucking in shambles. Every year there's a team who makes the grand final, and it's either the premiers or it's the runners-up that don't make the 8, and it's clearly going to be Swans this year.
Swans if they keep this up.
And then I've taken Hayden McLean 2+. I've always said that the Suns defense can't keep the tools down. That's literally the only tool they have down there. I'm pretty sure Marty's still injured.
Logan McDonald
I'm
might
pretty
be
sure
coming back.
Yeah, he might come back.
Yeah.
But Hayden McLean's the big target down there. He's kicked 2 goals in 4 of his last 5. So I really like the form that he's in. I think if they hit him up well, he kicks 2. That's $3.77. I'm just kind of keeping it simple there.
Yeah.
And then the guest for this one is Rao 25+. If the tag doesn't go to him. Ben Long 2+, and Warner 20+. I feel like that one's a bit of a stretch. $3.60.
Yeah, Warner 20+.
He's just notched 20+
Yeah.
in his last few games, and
he was so good last year too. And
Yeah.
the new role he's playing isn't working out. So I think he just needs to go back on board with
he
Heaney.
could be hiding an injury or something.
Yeah,
And they just keep playing him. But maybe they're we can't afford to just rest him for a week because we just need to get some wins. But he's just nowhere near as lethal.
Nah.
Anyway, we will go into the next game, which is another relatively interesting one. They're both coming off great games. Carlton, $2.54 to Geelong Cats, $1.52. The line's 11.5. With this one, I just think the Blues are going to get overhyped for beating North by a shitload. We know when they're down, they get put down and out.
Yeah.
When they're losing by a bit, they let it go and they get smashed. So it's the reason they got smashed. The reason they didn't look into it because they weren't in it halfway through the third quarter. They don't let themselves get back into it. They never have comeback wins.
No.
I don't think the Blues are that good. I think they had a good performance, but I like the odds for Cats to win here. So Cats 25+, $2.60.
Yeah, okay.
I just don't think I don't think the Blues are good, to put it simply. I don't think the Blues are good. Kono got a lot of it, but he was still not good on the weekend, I don't think. A lot of people say that he was. Like, their midfield just kind of looks like all over the shop. Hewitt's been good, but like, he's not that lethal with the ball in hand, I don't think.
No, they need Walsh to be the one kicking inside 50.
I just don't think they're that good. I think the Cats are that good. Cats will find a way to win this game, and I think Chris Scott will kill Vossi in coaching in this one as well. What have you got?
I've gone Bailey Smith for 30, Sam Walsh 25, and Cripps 25.
That is the most default bet I've ever heard. Default as fuck. What is this?
$4.20.
Okay. Out of all your bets, which one are you most confident so far wins? Give us your best of the week.
Dacos.
That's a good bet too.
Baz has a good work rate. He almost got 30 on the weekend. I think he finished with 28.
Had a quiet spot there all of a sudden. Yeah. He went on for blood rule and then had that big whatever, and then was back off for a blood rule. So,
And then Walsh, he's sort of starting to hit form. And then I think Cripps with Kerner, I think maybe Mackay might be back this week as well. Stop spending as much time forward and gets more back into that midfield that they've been missing since Mackay went down with that concussion a couple of weeks ago.
Which might cost Walsh in the end, though.
I don't think so.
Do the Cats let a lot of outside ball like Walsh likes? I don't know.
They let up a lot of disposals against Hawthorn.
They do let up a lot of disposals just in general, but they just don't get hurt by them. Yeah. Which I guess Walsh is one of the players that gets a lot of disposals that isn't too damaging a lot of the time when he gets a shitload of it. Like he can end game with 34 and have played okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that one.
I feel like on the weekend, Geelong didn't really have a standout player. Like it probably would have been Bailey Smith or Tom Atkins maybe.
Yeah, Max Holmes was okay.
I feel like Max Holmes was a bit quiet, but they let up a lot of disposals. Like Newcomb had...
Jeremy Cameron was pretty good.
He was alright.
Yeah, but I agree. I don't think there was a massive standout player.
No.
Gryan was pretty good before he got knocked out.
Yeah.
Before he got decapitated. What's North Melbourne Vintage got for us?
North Melbourne Vintage has got Jeremy Cameron for 3+ and Patrick Dangerfield for 2+ for $3.76.
Those odds are way too low. I like the bet, but the odds are way too low. Dangerfield's in an elite vein of form.
Yeah. He's just hard to stop.
Bro, he's just so big.
Yeah. He's quick as well when he gets going.
Like, I don't know who... Like, the role change is so smart.
And he's 35.
Bro, he's doing this so at 35. Good. Do you like... I know with Pendlebury, they've kind of moved him more so, like, defensively. He still plays a lot in the midfield, but I think one day they're going to move him forward. Like, and he'll kind of play... Because he started his career as a forward. So I think one day they could do the same thing. But Dangerfield at the moment is, like, literally playing some of the best footy he has played. Like, he's a Brownlow medalist.
Yeah.
And he is playing such good footy position. He could end up an all-Australian half-forward. Genuinely. Yeah. He genuinely could. If he kept this up for the whole year, he could be a... Like, when they do the halfway through the season, like, review of who it would be, I would not be surprised if his name's in there. Like, if he keeps playing this way.
He's averaging, like, 18 disposals and 2 goals.
And probably 2 goals, yeah. Freakish stuff.
Last game of the round.
Oh, there should be a blockbuster. A blockbuster.
They save the best to last. Hawthorn versus West Coast. Hawthorn are $1.04. West Coast $12.50. The line 56.5.
After West Coast, great performance, but there's no way West Coast. Nothing more West Coast than backing up a good one with a real shit one.
I've gone Hawks 60+. Warple for 20 and Jai Newcomb for 25 at $3.30.
Do you know what I've kind of noticed with Newcomb? I still think he'll get 25, but what I've noticed is when they have games that they win pretty well, he doesn't. Like, he uses the footy so well, but he doesn't get a heap of it. I still think he'll get 25.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good bet. I think the Hawks will win by 60+. Every time I say a team's going to thrash a team...
They don't.
They don't. Like, Freo did not smash Melbourne.
Nah.
Gold Coast did not smash Richmond, but no one saw that.
No one saw that happen.
But, yeah, $3.30, that's not a bad bet. I hope the Hawks win by 59.
Why have you taken them at the line?
No, I haven't, just out of spite. I got aim on over 22.5 when they flogged teams. Like, you look at the first 2 games of the year when they beat Sydney and they beat Essendon.
Yeah.
They didn't flog them, but they won by 30 plus. He had 30 and like 28. So I think when they really start going, he's very much a player when they're playing well. He's playing better. I know on the weekend they lost and he played really well, but I just think when they play better, he plays even better. So over 22.5, I think it's a very good leg. And then Guinea's back from the Magoos. Hopefully, I have him in here.
You'd think he has to be back.
If he doesn't come back in, I'll literally just take aim on $1.09, whatever. So if that happens, I'll take that. But for the time being, I believe Guinea will come back in. I love Guinea. Still love him, like, from obviously his times at the Pies. Anzac Day medalist.
Yeah.
So
I think I was there for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Darcy Parish got that, I think.
Oh, yeah, he had like 40 or something.
Yeah.
I think Guinea comes back and he kicks a few snags and lets everyone know he's back. And I think even Sam Mitchell will be revving him up, saying, we're bringing you back in for this game. You kick a few snags, you let everyone know. So $3.30 for that. I actually really like that bet. I wouldn't say the L word about it, though. I would not say the L word about it. You know the 3 times, I'm 0 from 3 on...
Didn't you say the
Dogs one?
The Dogs one was a lock?
Oh, that was personally messaged to you. That wasn't. I did not say that on camera, so it doesn't count.
Okay.
You've cursed that one. And we look at the guests for the last game of the round. We have Watson 2+, Chol 2+, Gunston 2+, $4.38. I would not trust Chol with anything. He missed that running goal.
That was bad.
Oh, that was bad.
Horrible.
So Chol-like.
Well, Hawthorn should have won that game. I don't even want to fucking talk about it.
Talk about it.
Well, Chol missed that.
that was so easy.
Fucking like 2 easy ones.
Blake Hardwick.
Josh Weddle, what are you doing?
Oh, bro.
These kicks, these little 15-metre kicks, and then when it's in like...
Halfback
giving these like... Sicily even.
Sicily was Cat's best player. Was Cat's best on. I was going to give him votes.
I'd say Cam McKenzie ran down someone. I think it might be Max Holmes.
Oh, and then handballed it.
And then handballed it
straight into him.
Straight into him.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. I just couldn't believe like the amount of errors and turnovers Hawthorn gave up.
If it came out that all the Hawks players from that game were on cotton on deals, I wouldn't be shocked. They were really bad.
They should have won that game.
They should have won that game. So, like, you play the game another 5 times, they probably win 4 out of the next 5. Like, they threw the game away. Cats barely won.
They hardly won.
Anyone could have beat... I think a lot of teams would have beaten Hawthorn on them playing like that.
Yeah.
That was bad.
And they were still in it.
They still lost by 7 points.
Yeah.
That's it.
There was at least 3 goals that should have been kicked from Hawthorn. That easy goal.
Oh, the Hardwick snap was real bad.
Hardwick snap.
Yeah.
Gunston,
Chol.
I think, had a couple in there. And Chol.
Yeah. But, yeah, they were all over the shop. D'Ambrosio, I think, missed one as well. That was pretty... Not too hard. But we looked to the Mega Multi. DOS, we're not kidding. We need you to hit one of these. We're not kidding. The people want to go out for dinner one night this week. Their birthdays... Someone's birthday's coming up. They want to take the wife and kids out. We need this Mega Multi to come up. What do you got?
Nick Watson for 2 against the West Coast.
No, I'm kidding. That's right.
Ed Langdon for 20.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Ed Langdon. He's actually getting their most disposals.
They're $1.77 for 20 disposals.
There's a reason.
Yeah, but he's been averaging 22 or something like that. Nick Dacos, anytime goal scorer. Yeah, I think if he's gonna win the Anzac Day medal, he's got to have like a goal in there as well.
Yeah. And
then Bontempelli, anytime goal scorer, and Ben King 2+ for $7.50.
$7.50. Does that get him back into it? Not really, but
it's a chunk.
It's a big chunk. It's a big chunk because you are edging the end of that red line. It's gonna start covering your face. It's like who's that back there with all that? I have gone back to Ned Longcock, the man who gets some disposals. Ned Long was so good at footy. He only had 21, but I think we smashed Essendon and he just takes on the game. And I think he gets 20 easy. I think I'm still getting value for him to get 20. It was like $1.77. I think I'm still getting value for that. Crows win over the Dockers. Lions win over the Saints. And the Cats win over the Blues. All my ones where I have those teams by a plus, I just have them to win. That's $7.61 just for those 4 legs. We kick it off really. If we can kick it off really well with Ned Long getting 20+, I'll be
Crows
fit and firing. Yep, Crows are the rough. I have them to win there. I'm really keen on the Crows. And I really was disappointed with what the Dockers gave up. I again don't think Melbourne were that good. I think the Dockers were really bad. Really, really bad. Thinking about it, I just yawned thinking about it. But do you want to rush through the guest?
North Melbourne Vintage, they've gone, this is a big bet.
This is for 4 legs.
For 4 legs.
Oof.
Paul Curtis 3+, Keziah Pickett 3+, Shai Bolton 2+, and Nick Dacos 35+ for 61.81.
God, that's huge. That would honestly blow the budget. That would blow the budget.
That would be in the green big time.
Yeah, that'd be massively in the green. That could change it. Oh, that could really change it, eh? I don't think that happens, though. I don't think
it happens, but Paul Curtis...
But I don't think it happens probably because it's a 1 in 61 chance of happening. But Nick could get 35.
I think if Curtis gets up for 3, it's...
Pickett. I don't trust Pickett.
You don't trust Pickett?
I don't trust Melbourne Demons. I don't trust them flat out. I genuinely think they could lose to the Tigers. And if they lose, Pickett ain't kicking 5. And every single goal that they were kicking was just easy shit out the back. Like, let it go. Not every goal, but a lot of them. And
Pickett had that, 10-minute patch where he was just on fire.
Yeah. I don't think Pickett gets 3+. I would even go out there to say I could see Pickett not kicking a goal. If the Tigers play a genuine good game.
Yeah.
They could come back to bite me, that could. But that's it. That's our bets for the week. I do have another surprise segment for DOS next week, which will be very exciting. We'll give them that presser. We'll give you the presser next week. Okay. Let the people talk. If you don't go well this week, we're going to let the people voice their opinions.
A live stream.
Yeah. Lockie Neal put that thing up being like, oh, don't stop abusing the players.
Yeah.
No, give them whatever you got. Give DOS whatever you got in the tank. But thanks, everyone, for watching. Hopefully we've given you some winning bets. Hopefully DOS can feed the kids this week. And we'll see you on next week.